Baylor and Oklahoma staying in the Big 12. Oklahoma 3.5-point home favorites in Norman. 56.5 the total in this game. I said going into that Iowa State game, is this a chance? This is still a coach in Brent Venables. Like, look, he was getting absolutely ripped apart for the way that Oklahoma defense was playing earlier this season. But I'm like, give him some time. Maybe the bye week will help. The bye week helped. I mean, obviously that was the best defensive performance we've seen from Oklahoma in a very long time. Maybe the best of the season. 13 points allowed to Iowa State. That's it. 27-13 win on the road against the Cyclones. The bye week certainly gave us one of Oklahoma's best performances in a very long time, probably all the way back since they beat up Nebraska and they beat Kansas. But again, that was not a great defensive effort. This was. So maybe the bye week has shored things up on the defensive side of the football, which I was hoping for with a defensive-minded head coach in Brent Venables, and that's what we saw from Oklahoma in that game against Iowa State. It was one of their better defensive efforts. Can they keep it going here now back home against Baylor, who back-to-back wins and covers for them against Baylor and against Kansas and Texas Tech? That ends up being the question here. Baylor's actually done very well head-to-head, 4-0 ATS, the last 4 meetings against Oklahoma, including last year, 27-14 win at home against Oklahoma in that game. Blake Shapen and the Baylor offense has been pretty solid in recent games. I'll tell you what, this is a tricky one because I kind of think there's value on Oklahoma now. They had the bye week. They played their best game of the season out of the bye week. There's value on Oklahoma now after the bad start. I want to back them, but I don't know if I want to lay more than a field goal with them against a pretty good Baylor team. So it's a tough game for me. What do you think here, Conor? Baylor, Oklahoma.
Yeah, Baylor, you talked about the couple back-to-back wins. This will be those second straight, road game. I think it's good for Oklahoma to get things rolling. This would be the big win, I think, because I think Baylor's playing pretty good football. The Kansas win, they jumped out on them, and kind of the same with Texas Tech. Just jumped out on them. The big thing with me with Shapen has always been taking care of the ball. And even last game with Tech, they ran it. He only had to throw a little over 200. He had a touchdown, no picks. If he's clean there, which we've seen how bad this Oklahoma defense can be, I think Baylor's in this one. I'd like to get more than 3. So I lean them a little bit. And we'll see how much that Oklahoma defense has changed. Do we get back into more points in a shootout? Because this would be a low total unless we think that Oklahoma defense has changed. I think last week it wasn't much of that. I think Iowa State just can't score, I just think, they couldn't get in the 20s there at least. So, yeah, I kind of like Baylor a little bit. And just from the number, I'd lean over this early Monday.